Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Hot Seat with Penzola, the show that puts people on the hot seat, the show that is bold about conversations others would rather avoid. In season 2, you will remember that I did an episode titled When Family Becomes Enemy. In that episode, my guest Ntathakusa, she shared her story with us where she actually was raped as a result of her cousin who sold her out to a bunch of guys that she didn't know. This was a very, very sad story, and I think that this is one of the most difficult episodes I've ever had to shoot. And post that episode, we received a lot of comments. We received a lot of encouraging words for Ntathakusa. And a lot of people said to her she was very, very brave to actually have come to the hot seat and share that story, because this is a secret she had kept for 20 years. And what she did after the episode, as a result of everybody else that was reaching out to her, she actually hosted a few ladies at her house to discuss this type of thing. Rape, it is a pandemic in South Africa. I mean, I'm sure it also happens in the world. But, gender-based violence in South Africa is a big, big, big challenge. And she invited us to her house, as well as the Hot Seats with Penzola, to come and share the moment with her in her own personal space with some of her friends. Check out what happened on that day.
When my mom told us about her story, I didn't really show emotion towards it. Because I didn't really know how to feel about it, because me and my aunt were we were close. So, and my mom and my aunt were close. So I didn't really think why she would do such a thing to my mom.
Thank you so much for coming to my home. It's so really nice to have you all here smiling at me. But before we even get into why you are here, I'd just like to introduce you guys, because we don't know each other, some of us, so that we get comfortable around each other, and we just really sit and talk. It's just women talking and discussing. This is Osbun Claire. I met him through a business that we're running together. It's a consortium. We are in a group of strong women in business, academics, and all that. Wow. And this is Nyezi, my sister, my younger sister. And this is Penny. I know everybody by now knows Penny.
Penzola.
Penzola. And this is Tebucho. Tebucho is Penny's friend. So she was very kind to bring her, and I'm so happy you came.
Yeah.
So guys, the reason why I have you here today, and it's not just to drink and go crazy on alcohol, but I think the topic needs a little sponging,
a little bit more attention.
A little more attention, because after I came out just a week now ago. In fact, the interview was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, correct.
But now the actual interview came out on YouTube a week ago, and I was so nervous. And I couldn't sleep, I couldn't breathe. Everybody's gonna know. And I was just worried about people judging me. But in the same breath, I didn't really care, because I was setting myself free. And that's all that mattered really to me. So I called you here today because I want to hear from the people who were on the other side, on the other side of the camera. How did it make you feel? Or what were your thoughts when I said what I said? Could you relate? As women, how do you think we can move forward from a rape situation? Is there anything we can do really? So I really want you guys here today. Just chill, relax, and just have a conversation. Let's talk. I would have loved to have more people here, but because obviously COVID-19, I had to limit the crowd. But I'm just glad you guys are here. And whoever is here is relevant to me at this point. So tell me your thoughts. How do you feel about my interview? Because I was nervous.
Wow. Coming to that story of yours, I still get goosebumps when I think about it. Because I think I'm also like the people that found out when they did? Because you told me only like what 3 weeks, 2 weeks before, 2 weeks before, and I was there when you were recording it, but I still cried, and it just shows that how does a normal person keep for such a long time? 20 years is a long time. 20 plus years is a long time, and you still interact with that person that brought you to that situation. You still try to make amends with that person, and you grew from that to be who you are now. I am so proud of you today to call you my sister, and not because of today only, but you've been my pillar forever. Me being younger than you, everything that I did, I looked up to you, and this just made it so real and so worth it. And I think what you did broke many chains and opened many doors to people who are suffering with something similar. It doesn't have to be even rape only. Women are suffering throughout. It's poverty, it's abuse, which is part of rape. But everything that you when you came out, you released so many of us. And I know that these ladies that are here today will attest to that. And also are willing to now say, you know what, I'm opening this door now. It's been shut for so long. So big up to you. You are really power. Thank you. In every way.
Well done.
I can also relate to that. So with me, it happened. So it was my father's, actually they worked together, I can say colleague. Yeah, it was my father's colleague. So my father, like, he's a businessman, so he do business. And then what happened is that I was young, can't remember, I think I was 10 or 9, I can't remember. So my dad was away, sometimes like he would deliver to Messina, to all parts of South Africa, Durban, Cape Town, depending on the orders. So he was not there. And then I remember my mom passed on, so I'm staying with my dad and my stepmom. So my stepmom will go to church, so there was a funeral at church, so I was alone in the house. So because I'm used to him, like he will come and sit with my dad, and then so because I know him, like I felt safe with him. So it happened that my stepmom went to church, and then I was alone in the house. So I know that my dad usually, when he goes to Durban or Cape Town, he's not gonna come the very same day, like maybe tomorrow or the following 2 days. So what happened is that I remember, like I was asleep. So what happened is that my dad went to work around 3 o'clock. So there's the back door. So like sometimes he would wake me up to go and lock the door. Yes. So I did not lock the door. Like I was just dozed off. They said, it's fine, I'll go and lock. I'll lock it up as long as the front one is locked. Yes. So he went, and then I was alone. That day I didn't go and sleep in my bedroom. Like I was watching TV, slept on the sofa. So while I was sleeping, so I was sleeping, then like when I opened my eyes, then there's this person, and then so he's standing like in front of me, like on the sofa. He's standing right in front of me. Then I said, what's wrong? So early in the morning, my dad is not here. I said, I know he's not here, so I'm not here for that. Okay, why are you, what are you here for? And then he said, I'm here for you. So when you think you're clever, you think you can go to varsity, you think because like at school I was excelling, like every time when there's awards, I would get I think 6 because
Yes,
I was
yes.
doing Spady, and Spady I'm not that fluent, so I know that I'll always get 6. So by that time, like he had older kids, so of which some of them they didn't finish matric.
Right.
So he said, you know, you want to be successful, like you want to, like I can see you taking those awards, so I want to show you actually like who I am. So I don't know what happened. I think maybe they had a beef between him and then now he wanted to use me and stuff like that. So said, okay, fine. Khumula. Yeah? Nkumule, for what?
Yeah.
Said Kumula, and then I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. Why would I do that? So why Hey. So okay, fine. I answer, and then I keep his spam.
You were 9, 10 at that time.
I keep his spam.
For
Guys.
So I keep his spam. So I tell me to Kumula. Ninenkala. So me mina ngeke ngisengikhumula. And then I think he made sure that all like okonke nje ku right akunamuntu ombonile
Yeah.
So ngithi mina ngeke ngize ngikhumule. Why mele ngikhumulele wena nohari.
Sure.
So he said, no, you know, today you know actually what kind of a person I am. And then I'm shy, I'm better clap. And then
And you're 10 now.
yeah,
Sure.
I'm better clap. And then
This is a whole man.
At 10 years old, I'm looking at my children, looking at saying, is the baby.
Yes.
Anyway.
so I'm better clap. And then like I cried and then said, if you scream, I'm going to shoot you. So okay, I could not like, but I was still crying, and then okay, said, okay, fine, since you don't want to take off your clothes, I'll take them off for you. And then he did that, and then he raped me, and then he said, okay. So I think he came like while his penis was already he was horny. Yeah, so he raped me, and then after raping me said, if you tell your dad or if you tell anyone, I'm gonna kill you, and then go and dump you where nobody else will find you. Okay, fine. So okay, I remember I had to go to school. Okay, fine. And then I could not, I was crying all like yo.
It's okay, girl. That's why we are here today.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
In the morning, I remember I had to go to school. I was doing the I was active in the youth, so we had we were doing drama, like there was we were doing car wash. I remember it was Friday. It happened on the Saturday morning, because my dad went by that time. So my mom already, sometimes they sleep at church by So now I need to be at car wash now, because actually I was the one in terms of we had different departments. So I was handling the projects, because we're doing projects, and then we had a garden, we had a car wash. So I was scheduled to go to car wash. So the school man went to the taxi owners.
Yes.
That can you please wash your cars, and then maybe at least if you can give us 20 rands, you know, it's for.
So you were raising funds.
We were raising funds. Yes,
Yeah.
we were raising funds. So I could not wake up. Then I slept, I think, the whole day. So my mom came and then saw that, okay, there's something wrong. Today you're not your normal self. What happened? So I'm close to my dad than him. So I could not say anything. And then I think he called my dad, and then said, okay, like I don't know what happened, but something is wrong, because at home they call me Lina. So he called my dad, and then said, please, you know, it can be safe with me and stuff like that. Then, but I could not. I was just, I was not fine.
You were devastated. It's a normal feeling to you feel devastated. You feel defeated. You are hurting. You don't understand. You're confused. It's normal. You know.
And then I stayed in my room. I locked myself in my room, and then I didn't want to speak to anyone. Like she was just so worried. Then my dad came, and then asked me, what's wrong? Why are you like this? Did something happen to you? What happened? Like, or did somebody pass away? What's wrong? What's going on with you? Like, I don't know. Angwazi unje. Like, you are not this person. Like, you are. I'm always talkative. Yeah. I'm always talkative, but now I'm so quiet. That's it. The thing is, if I tell you, it's a matter of life and death, and I don't want to die. You know, I want to go to school and make you proud. So I don't want to die. If I tell you, I know that you will act, and then my life will be in danger. And then say, no, I won't do anything. Just tell me what happened. And then I told him.
Thank God you able to tell him.
And then I told him, and then immediately he involved the police. And then the police went and arrested him. He was a powerful man. So the police went and arrested him. And then they took me, and the social workers, but they took me. I don't know whether it's social workers or whoever, but it was ladies. So they took me, and then they checked. I think they did the rape.
The rape kit. Yeah. And
then I can tell you, you know, that rape changed my life altogether. Like, my life changed. Okay, fine. So while he was Bambambili, and then now the days came past, and then, you know, like, I was just acting strong, but deep down I was broken. I remember we were supposed to go to court. So we went to court. Then when we went to court, and then they postponed the case. And then
remember, now this guy is powerful, and it's so is he politically connected? Yeah.
So he's not connected.
I suspected as much.
So how? Okay, fine. They postponed the case. And then I remember, because now I was at school, I was not doing well psychologically, because, you know, as I was excelling at school, I was not doing well. So it affected me, like, daily. So how? And then jiggy, and then the guy is out, and then a case in Jia.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So it's like that.
Wow.
Yeah, a case in Jia Moyeni, and then that's
Just our justice
just like
system.
that. So now I'm afraid for my life now, because, you know, he threatened me to say, if you say anything, I'm gonna deal with you. Okay, fine. So as I'll go to school, come back, go to school, and then one day, so obviously the relationship between him and my dad, it ended.
Yeah.
So I remember one day I was coming from the library, and then he stopped by, said, you see, you, nomlomo wakho lo umude, I'm gonna deal with you. So you must remember that I'm gonna deal with you. Make sure that la uhamba khona, like you bagadile, because next time, this is just a friendly warning, but next time I'm gonna take you and then dump you elsewhere. So now, okay, manfike ekhaya, and then ngitshela ubaba ukuthi okay, this and this happened. And then my dad involved the police, but nothing happened. This guy, it's powerful, so nothing happened. Guti mina ngithole protection and everything. So now, like I would be scared to go to school. Like I would be scared. I'll make sure that mangibuya esikolweni, I'm surrounded by a lot of people. Then we'll go together in a group, because that's how I find a protection and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my story.
Wow.
And you know, I can say this thing like has affected me because I have anger issues. Like if nkwatisa manje, like nkwata, like I don't know, but I'm totally masinya. Like there's just a lot of things like they affected me. But manje, when I look back, I can see okay, because there and there, if maybe I had someone to speak to, you know, by then like I was acting strong, but deep down this issue was breaking me.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your house, Ntathakusa. I think for me, our conversation in studio was it was my worst interview, I must say. It was one of the worst interviews I've ever had to do, but it was one of my best as well, in the same breath. And I say this because I broke down while I was interviewing you, but at the same time the feedback that I'm getting is positive feedback. It is negative feedback because people are sharing their negative experiences. But it's positive feedback because then it triggered people to start talking. And I'm so proud of you for actually sharing your story now. And it sounds like it happened when you were 10, but it sounds like it happened yesterday. From the way that you're talking. How is that affecting your life today? How is that experience manifesting itself today?
I can say in terms of me having relationships, so I prefer not to, because like I hated men. I hated men. So I grew up hated men, and then I can say it has affected me, because now when I would try to get into relationships, but if I have to sleep with someone, I can't, because now that thing it keeps on coming back.
What I can tell you is, when you're talking about how it affects how you view intimacy, I know partly my marriage broke down partly because of that. And he always used to complain about it. And I just took it as this one is just complaining always. But when I'll sit down and actually think about it, partly it did affect my marriage. And hence we are where we are now.
Did it affect the intimate part of your marriage?
The intimacy, it changed. Like I would get these episodes where I don't want my husband to touch me. Don't want him near me. He must just go. You know, somewhere. I don't care where. You know, so I understand what you're saying, that it affected you like that. And when I think about it, because I've been thinking about it, that, you know, probably because sex is the biggest part of a relationship, marriage.
Yes.
And if umuntu ungamuphi, so yes, there would be instances where we are intimate, but there would be instances where I just feel, you know what, this guy uyangidina. I don't want him to touch me. But I could never really understand why. You You know, it was strange because one minute, even noma sesiphakathi kwayo, something would just pop in my head, and I'm like, no, please, let's just stop.
You know what's interesting, and I don't think any of us can answer that question, but I'm gonna just pose it to you, Tebogo, to say. It seems to, you know, and more ladies that I talk to around this rape thing, and even your interview, it's about power. It's not really about the penetration. It's about power.
Yes.
Why do you think men use sex as power? Like, what is it? Because there's an assumption that we as women don't like sex, or we don't want it, or what is it?
You know, my view is these are boy kids that are lacking something in themselves.
Right.
So they feel that by violating you, they are imposing it themselves on you. It's somehow it's helping them feel like they are good enough.
Wow.
You know, I feel like these are boy kids that I think I may say they were never loved enough. They didn't feel that warmth from the parents,
so
they don't feel like they were good enough for dad, for mom. So they feel like better. By me taking this, I'm somehow taking back the power that I'm lacking.
Wow.
You know.
Can I add to that?
It's very deep.
Yeah.
It's so deep.
In my own understanding, I think you're correct by that. But now when you look back at the way we grew up, especially our generation, and before, you had mothers who were most of the time single. And when they come back from work, because most of them were domestic workers and now if this boy child is the one that's heading the family, he'd be beaten up to be taking care of the others. I don't know if you get me.
Yes.
Now you beat this boy child, you call him names, you want him to do things in a certain direction as a woman. My point of view is that when this person now reveals the anger towards women, they say, okay, fine. I need to do something about this gender. Not that all of them are like that, but some of them, that's how they take out their anger.
Yeah. Yo, I don't know. Thank you so much, guys, for your support, your love. The messages on YouTube. Oh my God, the love, the support. It just bring me to tears every time I look at you, and
she's
I'm thinking,
amazing.
You know, she doesn't even know me, and here she is at my house, and you're the last person I expected to come, actually. But I'm so grateful you did. I'm so grateful of the things that are going to happen going forward from here. Ospuntle. You know me. Yeah. You're so, like Penny said, you're so wise. You know, you always make sense to me, always. Even in business, everywhere. You're just in my space. You're just there. And I'm so grateful that, you know, abanye abantu come and go, and you're just here to stay. You've just made that very clear to me, and I'm so grateful for that. Unyezi. She been an ass all my life. She been a thing. She's been in my space forever. I don't even remember how you got here. But, you know, to have a younger sister, it's just to have a sibling, Jay. It's so nice. Guys, someone you get up to no good with. You tell your secrets to, even though I didn't tell you this one. Because I knew it was going to break you. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes you try so hard to protect the people you love. And I just couldn't break anybody's heart in my space. And I kept it to myself. And I lived and I went on. But you've just always been there, supporting me, loving me, looking up to me. Wanting my money. But what can I do? You're here. You're just here to stay.
Deal it.
I must just deal with it. But I'm so grateful to have a sister like you, always supportive. Tebogo, wow. You know what you said earlier on, Uguti, you could just tell the person that I am. It is who I am. I could not be anybody else, really. I don't know how to be anybody else. And what you said is what somebody else said to me. If I had my phone, I would read it to you. She said, you know, Ma, I realized something when I watched the video. And I said, what did you realize? But I had these big eyes like, what did you realize? And she says, I realized that you are so real, you are so genuine. Even after everything that's happened to you, just you. A welcoming, warm, funny, playful, and that's who I am. I couldn't, it's such admin to be something else. It's so much work. So I'm so grateful for your words. They are really kind, and you just met me. Like,
She's amazing.
what do you want? What are you trying to get out of me? Penny, yo, girl. Yeah, when Penny said to me, come on, man, a girl like you must have something to tell. What's your story? And I'm like, girl, I'm so boring. I'm simple. I'm old Nelly sitting in this house, cold house. And she said, nah, I know there's a story. And I thought about it. I thought, oh, this girl, what does she want me to talk about? And then already when she was saying it, I already knew that this is probably the story I should tell. And it's long overdue. And where else best to tell it than on a hot seat with Penny?
When my mom told us that what she said was going to be broadcasted on YouTube, I thought, wow, she was really, really brave. Because not many women out there, women and girls, are able to speak out about that. So I think she set a good example for a lot of females out there.
When Mom Kulu was about to tell us about her story, we thought it was just one of those lectures about boys, until we saw Wuti, no, it's something else. I did not know what to think, and when she told us, I cried. I did not know that somebody so close actually had to go through such hurtful things. When I hear stories about it out there, I never thought that somebody so close could have to experience such a traumatic event. I really did not know how to feel, because I pray on a daily. I used to have a lot of anger, and I really don't know how to feel towards my aunt right now. I pray every day that I show no emotions to it, because we're just kids. I don't want it to affect me as a child, because it has nothing to do with me, even though I'm close to her, but that's between her and my aunt. I just wish that it does not affect me in any way, and my siblings as well. It shouldn't affect them either, and we should keep going on like nothing happened. I'm quite glad that she could speak about what happened, so that now other children out there actually know that they're not alone, that they can speak about it, and they shouldn't keep it to themselves in order to seek help.